First up, let's make a holiday candy jar. Now this is very similar to one that I made in the fall, just with Christmas colors. You're gonna need 2 glass jars. I think the round one is really key here. And then this other jar is perfect. You can find those in the glassware at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need a wood piece and some sort of handle. This was one that I already had in my craft room. So I'm gonna start with the wood piece. I'm gonna cut off the little hanger and I'm gonna fill the hole with wood filler. Once the wood filler dries, I'm gonna sand it down so it's flat with the wood piece. I'm gonna spray the base bowl and the wood piece with 2 coats of a white spray paint on both sides. I'm gonna spray my knob red. Once everything has a chance to dry, I'm gonna take the wood base and turn it upside down. I'm gonna put E6000 on the bottom of my clear jar and I'll place it on the wood base. You wanna let this sit and dry overnight. I'm also going to add some E6000 to my handle and put that on top of the wood piece. Once they have a chance to dry, you can fill this up with your favorite holiday candy. I'm gonna put some peppermints in, and this would be so cute sitting out in your kitchen for the holidays. If you love the look of those big wrap presents, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, here's a way you can do it yourself. First, you're going to need a box, an Amazon box or something you have around your house. A square box is going to be best for this project. Tape the box completely shut. Then you're going to need some tinsel. Now the tinsel I'm using is from Hobby Lobby. It's a lot thicker than most tinsels. You can use Dollar Tree tinsel, but you're just going to need to get more of it. I'm going to start at the base and hot glue my tinsel. I also went with red because I want it to be really bold, and red is definitely my color that I'm going for this year in my living room. I'm going to continue to wrap the tinsel around, hot gluing it in place. Once I get it back to the start, I'm just going to overlap it. And then once I get to that top edge, I'm just gonna hot glue it to the corner. I'll continue to wrap it and hot glue on the top of the box. Next, you need some ribbon to finish this off. So I'm gonna be using a green velvet ribbon. You wanna make sure that you pick up a ribbon that has wire in it. It's gonna be a lot easier for forming your bow. Start with putting the green ribbon underneath the bottom of your present, and you'll wrap it around the top and hot glue it in place. Now let's create a bow for the top of our present. So to do that, take your green ribbon. You're gonna figure out how long you want it to be. And you can just do that by kind of placing it on top of the box to see, how big you want it to be. I usually try to make it about 2 inches in from the outside of my present. You're just gonna wrap it around as many loops as you want. I want 3 loops on each side, so that's what I did. To hold the middle in place, I'm just gonna fold it in half. Then I'm gonna put a zip tie in the middle to hold it in place. Now from here, you wanna cut off the excess of your zip tie. I'm also gonna take a little piece of green ribbon and wrap it around my zip tie just to cover it so you don't see it. I'm gonna fan out all of my loops on my bow until I like the way it looks. Once I'm happy with it, I'll just hot glue the bow on the top of my present. And here's how it looks. It makes such a big statement and it's super cute. I feel like I see vintage bells on all sorts of high-end sites, and they can be really pricey. I'm gonna show you how to make some large vintage bells that you can recreate with Dollar Tree items. What you wanna pick up are plastic glasses. These ones are the perfect shape. So I bought 3 of them. I'm probably only gonna use 2, but I didn't know how they would turn out. So I'm gonna start by putting a hole in the bottom. So just get a drill. You wanna put a hole that's big enough so that your string that you're gonna be using will fit through the hole. Now I'm gonna spray them black. I feel like that's the key when you're doing any kind of vintage gold look. You wanna start with a black spray paint because it really gives that dark aged look. Once the black spray paint has dried, I'm gonna come in with gold rub and buff. Now there's multiple colors of gold rub and buff. I'll link to my gold rub and buff down in the description box. I buy it on Amazon and I use it all the time for so many different crafts. If you don't have it, it's definitely worth picking up. So figure out which gold you wanna use. I like to put on a glove because this can kind of get all over your hands whenever you're doing this. I'm also going to be using some bells that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Right now, I'll add rub and buff to the bells as well. Put as little or as much as you like, and if you're not happy with it, you can always go back in and add more. Let that dry completely, then it's time to assemble your bells. So what I like to do is use some twine. So I'm gonna get a long piece of twine and I'm going to tie a knot at the top. I'm gonna tie the knot 3 times so that it's gonna hold in place when I put it through my bell. I'm gonna push the twine through my cup and I'll pull it to the bottom. I want the bells to kind of hang down about 1 inch lower than my bell. So I'll loop it through one of the pieces of twine and then I will tie it off, making sure that it's hanging where I want it to be hanging. And then I'll cut off the excess twine. Now, one of the problems I had was I didn't take into account how to hang it. Once you pull the hanger, the bell's gonna go up. So what I decided to do was just put some hot glue into the bottom of my cup, let that dry, and that's gonna hold it in place. You can use these to decorate mantles, swag pieces, wreaths. They're so cute, and I love the way it turned out. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.